Sean Myers here on the Westmoreland Sports Network, joined by the head coach of the Penn-Trafford baseball team, Lou Cortazzo, as his team is in the Class 5A WPIAL playoffs. And first off, Lou, congrats on not only making the playoffs, but also getting a first-round victory. Pretty dramatic win against Moon. Your team had to come from behind, but really got the bats going as the game moved along. What stood out about your team's effort, especially facing a deficit through 4.5 innings?
Yeah, I mean, Sean, first of all, thank you for having me. We've been like that all year. I mean, we start slow, but, like I've been saying the whole season, we're never out of a game. We battled to the end, and, going into the 5th inning, we knew we needed to get our bats rolling. They want to try to keep this game as tight as it was. Roarth was keeping them in check, throwing a fantastic game. We just need to put a couple hits behind them. And we did. So it was a good Moon team. It was a good team victory.
Yeah, obviously you put up 8 runs, so a lot of guys probably factored in. But who stood out for their performance offensively in that victory?
For our team or for them?
For you.
For our guys. Well, I got to say, Tyler Freese did a heck of a job. We had Tyler down at the bottom of the lineup, and I pulled him into the office prior to going to the game. I says, because he was my number 2 hitter all last year, and he started off a little bit slow, so I put him down there where he could feel a little more comfortable. But prior to the game, I made the decision to pull him back up to the 2 spot, and he came through with 3 hits, and on top of that, Ethan Septak, he's been hitting the ball well all year. Ian Temple come up with also a big hit. Braden Stone come up with a big double. So they all kind of contributed in that 5th inning, And then I think we put up 4 in the 5th and then 2 in the 6th. So
I think a lot of people were really interested to see how your team would fare and how your entire section would fare in the playoffs, because it was such a captivating story, the 4-way tie and how it all would play out with the seeding. Before we get into the specifics of the bracket, a great regular season, but obviously not the way you wanted to finish in the section. You lost your final 2 games against Franklin Regional. What did you see from the team that allowed them to bounce back to wrap up the regular season against NA and then obviously more significantly against Moon?
Well, we were coming off a 13-game win streak, and I think maybe we were riding a little bit of high with the emotions, and we didn't play our game against Franklin. Not taking anything from Franklin, it's a great team, but we didn't. Our bats just weren't working, and we come into game 2, and it basically was a pitching duel. I mean, we put up 3 hits, they put up 3 hits, but the difference in that game was a play by Franklin center fielder. With runners moving, a ball hitting the gap. That gets through. There's at least 2 runs there. It's a different game, but both pitchers, both Max Berdadonsky as well as Roar, did a phenomenal job. But did I want to share the section? No, nobody ever wants to share a section. But like I said, our section 5, section 1 and 5A is. You look, we have 4 teams that could have potentially went into the top 8. Plum losing a 11-inning thriller down there to Trinity. If they win that game, you got 4 teams in section 1 in the quarterfinals, which is saying something about our section. So it's a tough section.
I know I've talked to coaches long enough, both baseball and softball, and even the fall and winter sports, where they often say, we don't worry too much about the seeding. It doesn't matter. We just have to take care of our business, and we're going to have to beat good teams. That said, there is a difference, especially in this bracket, because Fox Chapel got a first-round bye, and that's pretty notable. Your team got the number 7 seed, even though it was a 4-way tie. The Foxes got the number 2 seed. Now, you're obviously going to get them anyway, but what was your immediate reaction and maybe some of the players' reactions when you saw how the bracket played out?
Well, I think they were a little surprised that we going up to the Franklin series, we were picked as the number 1 seed in 5A baseball, and then, you drop a big series like that and go down to 7. But, like I told them, if you want to be the best, you got to beat the best. And to me, seeding, it gives us an extra game. We love to have the bye. Yeah, we would have, but we got another game in, opportunity to swing the bats a little bit more, and then move into the quarterfinals. And like I said, they're a week apart, 5 days apart, so you don't really lose much on pitching. Whereas the corners of the quarters and the semis are Monday, Tuesday, so you got to rely on a couple different arms. But to me, the seeding, was I surprised? No, I wasn't. I mean, like I said, there's a lot. You could go all the way down to the number 12 seed. The number 12 seed in 5A could have beat anybody. I mean, and you look at the game that, Connellsville gave Franklin, 2-1 game. But anybody can beat anybody at any given time if you're on your game. And so, like I said, my message to the kids was to, not worry about where the seating is. And if we play our game and we can compete with anybody. So,
Well, you're going to hope to compete with Fox Chapel, a team that you split your series against, and that was a long time ago. That was the beginning of section play. How much can you take from that, and how much have things changed on both sides since then?
I don't think much has changed. Nationally, everyone knows that their number one is Haig. He throws he's a nice lefty and keeps hitters off balance. And, here again, we have Brandon Rohr. We got Dom Dilios. He's suffering a little bit of an arm injury right now, so he's kind of day to day, but see what he can. But we got a lot of guys in the bullpen that can set up and do the job. Hunter Brown is the kid's thrown 18 innings and still carrying a 0.00 ERA. So we may have to extend him out a little bit more than just a closer. You might have to have him throw a few more innings than just one or two. So,
do you have to change anything on your end going against a team for the third time when you already have that familiarity and there's really no surprises?
No, basically we just look back at the games and find out where our weakness was, and that's what we work on and try to improve on. Defensively in both games, there was not a lot of flaws, and we just got to clean up and play basic baseball and take advantage of the opportunities. I tell my kids, what we want to work for is putting pressure on the defense. And that's what we're going to try to do, put the ball in play, go with some two-strike approaches and just try to put the ball in play. So.
And you will be playing against the Foxes at Gateway, a field you're very familiar with, a field that I'm sure they're familiar with as well, playing in the same section as the Gators. Is that something is it a benefit that you're on that same field that you've played on so many times before?
Well, I think it is. We have a pretty good track record on that field. And, I think, playing at 7:00 at night may hinder. We don't get a lot of work under the lights, but we will this Sunday. We'll practice on a football field, take a fly balls. And, that's a beautiful complex. Like I said, I don't see it being an issue. But, we play well at Gateway. We have for the last few years. And, I don't think it benefits us as much as anybody else. I'm sure Fox Chapel's played there a couple times too. But we got some. Excuse me. We had some work there last year in postseason, and nationally we played the other night there. But 7:00 night. I told the kids it's prime time Friday Night Lights, so is on a Monday. But I think. We'll be fine.
Lastly, I know that this is a great opportunity. You get to the quarters. If you win, you come back the next day, you play the semis, and then potentially have the chance to punch your ticket to a championship. So how do you and all the players balance the pressure, the anxiety with the opportunity and the excitement?
As far as I don't think these kids feel pressure. I mean, I really don't. They're 17, some of them 18-year-old, 15, 16-year-olds. Just eager to play. I mean, they've been working hard all year long. I mean, we started with fall ball, 31 games. I mean, this team has they're more of a family, and a lot of them, have been playing ball together for a long, long time. Some of these kids played together since they were 7, 8 years old. And, they played together with Coach Steve Freese, who does a fantastic job with our Junior Legion program. and he kind of teaches the same skills we're teaching here at the varsity level, and we work hand in foot with him. He also, is an assistant coach on the junior high program, but Steve has been coaching that junior legion team for years, and these kids all play together. And when you got a bond like that, that's you can't teach that, and these kids are not only their teammates but they're friends, and that means a big difference. But they all come together. We got quite a few seniors this year, but our seniors have been stepping up. Chucky Fontana, he's been our vocal leader, on the bench. When I got to pull him together, he gets his first 2 cents in, and he just keeps everybody pulled together and invested in the game. So. But being tight knit like that is like I said, it's not teachable. You can't teach that. So we got a pretty tight knit unit, and they play for each other. So.
Oh, hopefully they can keep playing a little bit longer, Lou. Thanks so much for doing this. Congrats on the playoff win, and hopefully you can keep it going.
Hey, Sean, I appreciate it. Thanks for having me.